Good morning, everybody. Mister, don't talk ish. We won't have to deal with these silly beats. Anyway, hope all of you are having a great start to your day. Definitely gonna let this one fade out rather quickly, actually. Let's just get rid of it. Let me clear my throat. Morning, Mr. Mister. Morning, Mr. Knives Are Life. Morning, Mr. WDD. Morning, Mr. B Shady. And good morning, Mr. Ed. Hope y'all are all doing well this morning. I had a pretty boring night at work again. It's always nice on a Saturday night. Good morning, Mr. Andrew. Yeah, rave party. I can't deal with dubstep too much, but maybe if I had some glow sticks in hand and in a different mindset, I could probably handle it. All right, so last night in my pocket, it was the night of the mid-size knives. In my front pocket, I had my new Ontarita, super cool knife. And then in my back pocket, I had the Yan Knives Chevron. I like the hollow grind a lot better than the flat grind. If this was a hollow grind, it would be sick. I guess that costs a little more. Well, I'm sure it does. I'm sure that was part of the thoughts behind it. But this hollow grind on this knife would be super sick. Good morning, Lou. You got your other Hera in yesterday? Oh, you already had it. You were waiting on something else. Oh, yeah, the Excalibur. You got your Gateway Barlow yesterday? That's awesome. And then, of course, I had this on me again. I'm going to be having this on me pretty much all the time now. I'm hooked until I carry this again. So yeah, that was my knife life last night. What do y'all got going in your pockets today? Oh, I had a question for Mr. Ed this morning. And it actually is all due to Mr. Whalen, who I don't believe is in here yet. But Mr. Whalen did a absolutely fabulous job on making a new clip for a knife that he didn't like to clip on. And that was the breaker clone. And this is the process he went through. So he took the original clip, he marked the holes out, he drilled the holes out and got them, and then he countersunk the holes. And he kind of drew out what shape he wanted. And then yesterday he got busy cutting it out. Lots of file work, some awesome file work. There's what he got so far, and then he got to this point where he actually got it finished up. Looking very nice. He needs to get some longer screws, I believe, he said. But other people were asking him to make them some clips, including Mr. Ed, who has on numerous occasions said that the clip on the TS559 was the worst clip ever. So I got to looking at the clip on the 559 last night while I was at work, and I couldn't figure out what looked wrong with it. So my question for Mr. Ed is, what is terribly wrong about this clip? Because it looks like a fairly nice shaped clip. Is it because of the texture on the knife? Or is it because it's too strong? What is the deal with this clip? It almost looks like the same profile as the one Waylon just made. Oh, the TS59. Well, that answers my question. All right, so that was an easy question. I looked at the wrong knife. And I could have sworn yep, I read the S as another 5. I was looking at so the way the S looks, it looks like T559. Or if you look at it quick, the S looked like a 5 to me when I was looking at it on the big screen. And I think it all blended together. And since they normally have triple digit numbers, or they have for a while, that's what confused me. All right, so my question was answered. Thank you, Mr. Ed. Now we need to go find out what is wrong with the Tucson TS59 clip. All right. Oh, I can already see a little bit wrong with it. It looks like it probably meets right with the lock bar cutout, and your pants get stuck down in that cutout and it snags. It looks like it's got a little space cut out though for it. That's pretty wild. It looks like below it, maybe that's just artifacts. But yeah, it looks like it's got space. Let me get over here to you and show you. Underneath the clip here, it's got like a little cutout. Which reminds me, again, that word I use all the time, synchronicity. Let me show you this. When I took apart the let me send this to the Discord. Share, Discord, modding. All right. So it looks too thin. It looks like it might hit right where the lock bar cutout is. And it doesn't look like it would have much grip. So when I took apart what I wanted you to see was that little, I don't know if it has that cut out or not behind the clip, but if you can look in the picture there, it shows, maybe it's just the way the light's hitting it, but it looks like it's even a different color. I don't know what's going on with that. But anyway, when I took apart the Ontarita, this is what it had under the place where the clip made contact on it. And I liked that a lot. I also think I like the wider lock bar relief on some knives instead of the 3 little jagged. But I always prefer it being on the inside instead of the outside. But I thought it was cool that he put that little spot. I appreciate little details like that. And that's what, so I don't know if you can see it up under there, but it's right where that spot hits. Maybe I can pull it up. It's down there, I swear. But yeah, I was looking at this one. I was like, man, that looks like a great clip. Except for the texture. And this one has the, it's got inset liner lock, so no lock bar relief. I didn't think they would mess up on this knife, considering how nice it is. Lou said, I'm going in my P.O. box in a few to pick up 5 new knives. Native Chief. The Croc 329. The Lemifshi Strix. The Spyderco Yellow and Black Military 2. And a Spyderco Upturn freebie. And a Benchmade Griptilian freebie. Nice. That sounds like a great mailbox day. Is it this Strix? Is it the new version of the Strix that you're getting from Lemifshi? I'm guessing so. I'm still waiting on mine to show up. I got the Jufull version first, of course, like everybody. I did order some of the Lemifshi ones, but they are not here yet. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if these GT, if the fit and the fat show up before those. They're just moving right along in China Post. And the Strix still haven't gotten here. All right. The first note this morning is that the dang it. All right, we got to check that I'm a robot. I hate captchas. All right. The Galaxus was released. And Greenthorn official store. The Galaxus, where is it? Why is it not showing up? There it is. So yes, you saw that correctly. They're $428 for the plain one. And let me get the big picture up so we can look at this. Whoops. So they did do the custom pivots, which is awesome to see. They both look friggin' awesome. But they're charging $428 for the, here's the other side, minus the lock bar. It's weird how they put the clip internally on the Zerk model, but they put the screws externally, and it comes with custom made screws for that too that match the pivot. Bulldog Smith, good morning. But you know that we've looked at these knives. Anyway, it's $428 for the plain Jane, and it's $528. But they do come on bushings. So it has a bushing between, and bushing and washers. So it's supposed to have very smooth action. I want to see how tight of tolerances Green Thorn does with bushings. But that is the Michael Raymond Galaxus. I want to hear if Sever got his. Man, I can't even spell this morning. But that is this knife. And, whoops. Cannot spell. So, I don't know. $2,700 or $428. I think they look pretty dang good. And I haven't gotten one yet, though. But the new custom pivots, man. So if you go to his website, that's the pivot that it has on it. And so they did the same thing on this one. Pretty dang sweet. So, Knife Nerd. I wonder if he put the video on his channel. What's his? I don't even know his name. Knife, whatever. All right. Good morning, David. I can't look at the. Oh, Pure Knight did give me the verdict on whether I can broadcast the Reddit page. And I cannot broadcast it. I can't broadcast the private page. I can broadcast all the other ones. Let me see if I see the video. Don't know where it's at. Yeah, here it is. All right, I am allowed to show this. Definitely not Rob's Nerdy Knives. We're looking at a clone knife, so he wouldn't have one on there.
All right, guys.
But this is the new Galaxus that I was just showing.
I am here with the Greenthorn Galaxus. First impressions. I've had it out of the box for approximately 10 minutes. So let's just get a quick look over it. Black hardware.
Man, it looks super clean.
And custom tooled collar around it for the screws. Custom tooled screws on the pivot screw. It is an integral one solid piece of titanium, and
it doesn't have a lock bar insert.
Very plain, just a blasted finish. But okay, you got to really know what you're doing to front flip it. It is a front flipper and a thumb stud, and it's just got this beautiful hand rubbed satin.
The hand rubbed satin on it looks great.
And just the smoothness on this thing is ridiculous. It's so good. The detent is great. Absolutely solid lockup.
Yeah, he lets it drop to his finger here in a minute.
Beautiful.
And it really does have nice action.
First impressions.
So I want to see how the bushing looks.
Love this knife. Somebody else mentioned that there's the blade sticks up a little over the scale there, but I don't really feel it or anything. It's not bothering me at all. The one thing I will say is that it does not have a lock bar insert.
Carbonized
titanium lock interface, which I assume is a copy of the The custom that costs $7,000 if you can find one. So for 360 bucks, yeah, this is an absolute steal.
So they were 360 if you got them from some of
Value
the
proposition here. You're
VIP.
getting an integral. You're getting construction that is on par with Riot, if not even. Man, it's hard to say. This is like the few integrals that I've owned of Riot were all on bearings, so it's hard to say if.
But watch when he drops it on this bushing.
This good, but this feels really, really exceptionally good for washers. I mean, look. Okay,
yeah, that bushing looks good.
I'm assuming it's got a bushing in there. It's got to, because it's just so freaking smooth.
Yeah, he drops it a few more times
because integrals like this can be a bit of a pain to put back together, but eventually I will. There is a tad bit of lock stick. You know, China, they love to put oil all over their blades, even if it's a stainless blade. And so some oil has gotten into the lock face there, and there is a tiny bit of lock stick because there's no lock insert, and there's some oil on there. So yeah, Anyways,
I don't like the lock stick.
Deployment, just beautiful. What a freaking knife, guys. I don't know if you know, it's expensive. It's $360 for the PJ. They have one with Zerk inlays, which is $460, I believe. It's $100 more. It's not cheap, but you know, put a hole in your Sezzle or whatever and get these while they're there, because once Greenthorn does a model, they're not going to do them again. And so your chance is coming up. The Greenthorn store is about to have them within the next day, I believe. So get on there, burn a hole in your credit card, whatever you got to do. This thing is badass. If you like integrals and you like knives that feel sturdy, this thing is just rock solid. This is gorgeous. Buy one. Hell, buy them both if you got the money. Later.
It's 360 and 460. But now on the Greenthorn store, it's 428, but another store had it for 360. And so it was 460 for the Zerk inlay one. Yeah, the reason they always do that with copying they always try to copy the original too faithfully. And the original doesn't have, it has a carbonized, it doesn't have a lock bar insert, what I'm trying to say. It's just got a carbonized lock. So that's why they did it on that one too. But that lock stick, I can't forgive. But the original doesn't have lock bar insert either. And if you carbonize it correctly, like Grimsmo don't have lock bar inserts. So Grimsmo, we looked at some of those videos. We looked at a YouTube video that he showed how he did it. Let's see. Forgot which one. I want to say he had carbonizing in the title. Uh, lock bar. All right, is this the one?
Hey everybody, John Grimsmo here. D10 ball, because we press these in.
Yeah, okay. How to carbonize a lock face.
And so what I'm talking about is this right here is just an end mill. It's made out of carbide. So it's called...
I think he has a different video. Yeah, here it is. So that's the part he's going to be hardening. Or he already did it.
Carbide on there.
Yeah, we just watched him do it.
Whoops. Start in the back where it doesn't really matter. And then work my way forward so that I get the angle right, I get my feel right, the pressure and everything. I don't really push a lot of pressure on it yet. Near the end, I do kind of smooth it out and put some pressure on it. But
just uses a
that
carbide
way, I have
bit.
some experience on this exact handle with the angle and everything before I get to the important part.
So he's just adding carbide to titanium, which is a pretty cool process. So as long as Green Thorn did that, should be good.
There. So you can see at the end I was pushing pressure on it, on the important spot, and just smoothing it out. Oops. It's still got power. I haven't drained it yet. It's tricky trying to remember all your own tricks while filming. So yeah, I was smoothing out, you know, the important part and just getting it nice and flat and nice and even. Because it's the...
So as long as it has that. Good morning, Michael. Yeah, I prefer... Good morning, Throat Goat. I prefer lock bar inserts too. And there's been some knives they've added them to, like the Dixon. So the Dixon doesn't have a lock bar insert, but the clones do. So I appreciate it when they take that extra step. So, did anybody get any of those drops yesterday that happened? The EMP and what else was it yesterday? Good morning, Cliff. Yeah, except for in the case of this knife.
Positing carbide on there.
Because the Grimsmo Norseman.
I'll get my USB microscope.
I think this is a Norseman.
Perfect.
So he gets his microscope.
Just like...
and looks at it and gets it evened out, but
had to do that a few times, no big deal. Alright, so now I've Scotch Brighted both of the lock faces, and they are super smooth. No stick whatsoever. So this one's got about 50% lockup. Usually I try to for 25 to 50%. This one just happened to be a little bit more. This one's more like 35 maybe. I don't know. 25 to 50 makes me happy. So the other last point I wanted to make about carbidizing is, you know how I said some people like a sticky lock, like some makers like to stick. And And I think that could also be due to the lock face geometry, the way that this bar interacts with the tang of the blade. You know, there's a lot of tiny little angles and variations going on there. And if you do it right, it'll lead to a very strong lock. If you do it wrong, it'll lead to a very slippy lock. You know, and you don't want to be using the knife and have it close on you due to a poor lock. So thankfully, I've done enough trial and error to get a really good geometry so that I don't need much preload. I don't need a lot of stickiness here, any at all, in order for the knife to lock up really tight. You know, I've had some that are 10 or 15% lockup with a lock bar that's super light, moves over super easy, but I can spine whack the crap out of it and it won't close on me. Don't believe me?
But remember, spine whack test, pointless. Looks like he's hit that one a few.
Perfect.
Yep. Looks good. Yeah, I don't know why he would have done it on the Dixon. Like, I don't know why the Dixon doesn't have an insert. I know what we need to do. We need to look at McNeese Dixon disassembly. Oh, there's a Mac 2.
What's up, knife freaks? All right, guys, we get standoffs back on there.
B Shady was just talking that up, so that's funny. Unboxing my Dixon and adding skiffs. Rob's Nerdy Knives. There's synchronicity again. Another name that was mentioned this morning.
This is Rob's Nerdy Knife.
I don't want to. I can't.
Yep, that's the size. All right, so let's.
Yep. So we have no lock bar insert.
That's 5 mil. Looks like. Which are good. I mean, those are. Get it off just like this. There we go.
Yep. There it is. Nothing. I mean, that's one of his newest knives. So why didn't you put it in there? I don't get it. Good morning, Brown Sugar. I do not get it. And I totally appreciate you Fool and Lemifshi both putting lock bar inserts in. So Jufool did it. I think. Yep. Jufool did it. And Lemifshi did it. And they both put the screws internally, which is cool. They always do such a great job on these McNeese knives. Like the Mac 2 3.5 that I got is pretty dang nice. I don't actually know where it is, but I know it's pretty dang nice. Must be over here in my other case. Well, I don't see it. Where in the heck is my McNeese? It's got to be over here in my good clone, my first clone case. Why am I not seeing it? Did I take it to work with me last night? Oh my God. I took some knives to shoot videos of last night, and I realized I'd already shot my Mac 2. But there's my Mac 2 that's jigged, and I don't know, man. They nail these knives. Quite sure it has a lock bar insert too. Yeah, it does. But these are pretty sweet. They've got dang good action. They pretty much just drop shut. I totally forgot I took it to work last night. Another one that's friggin' awesome is the RFT. This knife, this Shiro, this one has skiffs in it, but this is a big 4-inch blade monster. My kind of knife. And it's those skiffs in it. It's got a kind of a late lockup. But man, once you get it past that lockup, it just floats closed. Yeah, I'm curious though. I know this has a lock bar insert, but I want to see if the detent ball is around the same place it is on the original. Way up close to the front. Wow. Got good tolerances. That's for sure. Yeah, so it is right up there, the very front. Well, man, he could have easily done that to the knife. I think it's funny that they get all the milling pockets and everything exactly right. Like if I go back to that Rob's Nerdy Knife video, it'll look exactly the same, which is pretty wild. Yeah, it doesn't have. What is that hole? Why is there a hole right there? I think that's a piece of dirt or something. I don't think that's an actual hole. Because there is no place for that. Weird. Yes. This is an awesome polished. I still don't know how they did this finish. I'm convinced they blasted the whole thing and then they milled these pockets and then they polished them. They had to polish because you can't see any kind of milling lines. There's no milling chatter, so I think they ran a polisher down through here somehow. But I don't know how they got down in there without affecting the outside. But yeah, it's super bright and it's super clean too. Like it doesn't show, like you can see the milling on the scales, But you can't see any kind of chatter in there. So I'm not quite sure how they polished it down in there, but where there's a will, there's a way and a tool for everything. Whoa. Whoa there, buddy. That thing was locked up way too much. Make sure when you're reassembling your knives, you don't have the lock bar over on the other side of the blade accidentally. Sometimes it'll push its way over to the other side of the knife and it'll mess up your lock bar. Like, it can totally mess up your lock bar. And it can bend it to where it won't function properly. I don't know what I've done here. Did I lose a bearing? What did I do? Something doesn't feel right. No? Oh, I lost a washer, I think. Man, these fully caged bearings they're using too are pretty dang nice. They're dual row. I don't know why that didn't fit on there right. All right. Let me try that again. Could be because I don't have the other screws in too. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put these in. There's something down here is not sitting right. What in the world is going on here? There we go. Dang. Really snapped into place there. Always turn them backwards until you feel them pop down in the threads so you don't cross thread your knives. Spin it backwards and you'll feel it pop down in there. It makes a little noise. All right. There we go. Such a good noise too. Yeah, I gotta, sometimes when we're dealing with knives, I've got to turn off my microphone to where y'all can actually hear things. Because you can't hear when I open or close a knife. And it's totally weird to me that it knows that my voice cannot make that sound. So when I just had the microphone off, y'all couldn't hear that at all. It doesn't even activate my microphone. That's the weirdest part. Like a noise gate, it'll at least activate the microphone and then the noise gate kicks in and it won't let it play. But this like AI vocal thing takes out all the sounds. Whatever sounds you can't possibly make with your human voice are deleted. This thing sounds so good. Great knives. I don't know. There's something about the McNeese knives. I think it's because of the way his attitude is that they try extra hard to get them perfect. And they're two knives that are probably 85 to 90% as good as the real thing. You can ask anybody that's had one, that's had both. So I've had a real Mac 3.5 and I've had this one. And this one is probably, I mean, it's got to be 90%. The Chavez knives are another one that they do really good. I'm not sure why that is either. I guess it's because they're pretty easy to do. See, right now I'm about to open this again and you won't hear it. Listen. But as soon as I start talking, picks it right back up again. Yeah, I got to be careful with hardware on this mat for sure. I've got other like more professional mats that I could be using at times. I could lay this down and work on knives on this. But I don't. Yeah, this sheath, man, is on fire. I want to get her to make one for another fixed blade. I wonder if she'd do that. I guess she would. I don't know. Can't hurt to ask. Spider-Man TV show in the 80s. I got a Spider-Man tattoo on my shoulder. I'm a big Spider-Man fan. I don't have a picture of it at the moment. I don't think. All right. What else are we going to look at today? What knives dropped yesterday that I can't think of? Did any of y'all get those? And what knife are y'all looking for? Who is DBD? DBD knife? Who is DBD? Deadly by Design? Dutch Bushcraft? EDC with DBD? I'm not even subscribed. I'm gonna give him a subscribe for real. Pony Stout. Oh, you're talking about the last live? 18 hours ago?
If you count the Demcos, I guess. This website.
Personally don't have.
Yeah.
They're bringing their. I
understand.
But
right.
After getting
cheese,
like
trying to jump
we'll
around.
Do a review on it, of course.
There it is. Is that it? I thought you said it was a fixed blade. Oh no, it's the new Ultim knife. Okay, I think I found it.
Right, but seems pretty cool so far. Up. dog one. And I think that, I love to see that. And T8 hardware, including. Hey,
Hold on. Gotta hear the name of it. Looks like it's an amphibian, isn't it? It looks like an amphibian.
Just got it in, but it was like.
Come on.
Receive.
Where's the name?
EDC, what's going on? The PM2 lightweight is a must buy in 15B. I need to get some of the Spyderco 15B. I don't have
I've been
any
waiting
yet.
for that one too. Admittedly. Those are awesome.
This is one that just came in yesterday, crew. A new company to me and a steel I've never ever received.
It is a new company.
Oh, I think
This
I know what
is
that is.
the Meteor Knives Reaper.
Okay, Meteor Knives Reaper. Got it. Thought Meteor was a customized. He did yeah, Meteor Knives is who did the laser on one of my knives. I don't know why I'm not following him. Pretty sure he did yeah, he did the laser on my my 3V SMF Strider. It's a pretty cool looking little knife. The Reaper. Well, there you go. There's the name of it. And here's a knife that he did the laser on. Let's see. Can't get the colors to show up right. I think it's such a bright color too. He did the laser on this one. It's kind of got that same kind of blade style, but this is the Strider SMF. They did the little bullet casing lock bar like Strider does. You can see the blue better on there. This one's on washers, and man, it's so smooth. I got a heck of a deal on this one. They were like $300 new because they're 3V steel. And I got it for like $140. The guy had opened it just a few times. So I got it less than half price. That's where I like buying knives like this, or why I like buying knives like this. Yeah, it's a SMF. It's the big size Strider. Yeah, the Pony Stout was one of the ones that came out. And yeah, I will check him out. If Bob said he's good people, I'm sure he's good people. Yeah, it does look a lot like an amphibian. A ton like an amphibian. Meteor, I guess Meteor's trying to do his thing. See you later, brown sugar. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Somebody posted on Reddit yesterday that one of the new, or the first UTX 85, which is the small version of the Ultratech, came out yesterday, or was released on AliExpress, sorry, for like $60. Have I seen the HRC testing done on the Striders yet? I have not. What, if y'all don't mind smashing that like button, help me out. Just double tappity tap tap. I'll even play it for you again so you can remember. I'm guessing you're talking about on Taylor's page. Hardness Labs or whatever it's called. Steel's Hardness Labs. Where's the link? Oh yeah, he bought his own domain. You talking about on here? Uh 3V 60.3. Wow. That's terrible. Yeah. I guess you meant those bottom two. I know you can't see it, but he only had the top ones looked good, and the bottom ones. So yeah, SMF rounded pin S30V 61. Here's a 3V with a SMF rounded pin black. 3V is 60.3. So they all stay pretty good until these bottom two. Yeah, he claims everything's D2. Seems like. But yeah, I did see the Lemipshi. He doesn't list. That's funny. He only has the 62.1 cedar from Jufool listed on the website. That's the only clone he's got listed. Whoa. Why is it? There we go. Yeah, there's only 3. Huh. Yeah, what is 3V? Okay, let's look up. So this first 3V one, 60.3. Best hardness range for 3V steel. 58 to 60. While 60 to 62 is often used for improved edge retention in knives. It is rarely taken above 62. But yeah, 61 or 60.4 is at the very low end of that. So the fact it's not even 61 sucks. Ideal hardness for 3V. 62 HRC. And it was 60.4. 60.3, sorry. Rounded pin, black. This is a SMF. He must be talking about the stop pin. This one wasn't made by Strider. This is a clone, so I don't know what the hardness is on it. Yeah, and it's kind of like decibels. Every 0.3 you go up, you got to like double, you know, in decimals, every 3 decimals you go up, you have to double the wattage, the output wattage. So if something takes 100 watts to make a 96 dB, it would take 200 watts to make 99 dB, and then 400 watts to make a 102 dB. So HRC is kind of like that. It's exponential, I believe. Not quite to that extent, but similar. Yeah, this thing, the pattern on this thing turned out good. It's pretty cool because when you turn it one way, it looks kind of red and the blue. And then when you turn it this way, well, I actually did that wrong. Yeah, it goes from silver to red. You see it? And it really changes good. But both these Dixons are sick. This is one of my favorite blade finishes, that new shiny stonewash, like mirror polish stonewash. They polish it up really, really, really good, and then they run it through some heavy-duty stonewash. Where the heck is my phone? Sorry about that. Y'all probably can't even hear my phone because it's making a weird tone too. All right. What do y'all want to look at today? Let's go. Let's start off. Let's go check out some eBay and see what's going on with M390 knives. Black Mirror 95 or best offer. That's a good price on that one, especially since it's got the make offer button. All right, what else we got? There's one of those little Dream Techs. I still like the Steedle. There's a few of the KB knives that I still have to get. That one's a little too small, probably. And I don't like, yeah, the handle looks probably big enough, but have a good day, Knives Are Life. Groundfall, good morning, sir. All right, what else we got here? There's a Curtis F medium. I still want to get a Curtis large. Check one of those out. I have held one, and it felt very comfortable. Ramet Two-Face. There's a Riot Zorro, $245 or best offer. I love my Zorro. Beautiful knife. I like when they put or best offer because it lets me know you might not have to pay them exactly what they want. 1819G. That's that giant knife. Can we... How big is that? Doesn't really say. All right. That looks like it's probably done my Meteor. Same guy. He does a lot of the work. Man, that was pretty wild. We should start seeing a bunch of Tucson's here in a minute. There's the 6-leaf. I've got the QK version of that knife. So that's that same one. But that one's got the crystal tie around the outside. What? That's got a wild pattern. Huh. All right, Ramet. What else we got? It's funny I'm not seeing as many Tucson's yet as I thought I would. That Agera, I still don't know about blades that have that reversed harpoon. I can't get down with that. I don't know why. I don't like that. What's next on my list? I don't know what's on my list next. But there's a rad cleaver. That's the big version from Rad Knives. This thing is a giant. I don't know if you can tell next to a Dixon, but this is the Rad Knives field cleaver. Another synchronistic post from you showing the Rad Knives, that one. Well, I almost bought a couple of things last night. but I didn't. I almost ordered one of those Galaxus because I want to know how it feels. I'm hoping Sever will let us know if I should buy it or not. Or maybe I can buy his. So yeah, I almost bought one of these. And then I went back again, and I'm glad I talked myself out of that Laconico from KB, because that Fuller was going to kill me where you can't use it to reverse flick off of. So I didn't get that one. But there was a couple on Knife Swap that I looked at pretty heavy. In fact, let's go to Knife Swap. Whoops. I'm not supposed to. All right. That was good enough. I gotta type in directly and go straight to Knife Swap so I don't accidentally show a post. But down here today, there was an LMAX Shaman that I was looking at. I didn't want to pay that price. Then there was a couple. This one's still available, but I don't like the micarta on it. So it's a CKF print. Andrew has one of those, I do believe. So I looked at that one because I really do like that knife, but I want the titanium version. Then I also looked at this one, but of course, it's a little too, I don't know what to say. I do like it. I do very nice flipper deletes. Mark, I don't need to send it nowhere. I've done about 20 or 30. Actually, I've probably done like 30 now. My one of my latest ones that I love is is this one right here. I just did a flipper delete on this one about a month ago. Got it perfect. This one is a Pena Knives Mini Diesel, and I matched this one up perfect and put a real nice choil in it. But yeah, I've gotten pretty good at matching up exactly all the lines and putting a nice finish on it. And I hate flipper tabs, so I get rid of them any chance I can do. Yeah, I've done a bunch. I did another one that I really like is on my Archbishop. So it had a flipper tab, and this was one of the first ones I did, but I matched it up really nice with the scales too and made that choil bigger. I did that one. I did this one. So I put the thumb studs in this one myself and took the flipper tab off of this one. So I did a flipper delete and matched this one up with the scales and put a choil in it. That was the only way that you could open this knife. And I put those thumb studs in. I put them up there because of the way the grind is. And on this side, there's a Demco symbol, and I use that Demco symbol. It's a round symbol. So I put the thumb stud right there. So I did a thumb stud mod and a flipper delete mod on this one. And it cleaned up the lines totally on that knife. And I did the flipper tab delete on this one. So I bought one, and I bought one that Paul Might did a flipper delete on, and I ended up selling it and then doing my own flipper delete on the one I bought. I ran across a good deal on another one, so I did my own flipper delete on it. So I've done all 4 of those. I know there's more in here. I did a blade hole mod on this one and a flipper delete. So the chunk, if you go look at the chunk, here, I'll show you. Let's see. Beyond EDC chunk. So this knife came with a flipper tab, and it had a hole. So you can see the flipper tab on it, and there was a thumb stud that matched the pivot and the back screw. So I took so I deleted the flipper tab on it and turned it into this. And I put as much of a choil as I could get in there. And I put an awesome blade hole in it. So I couldn't put too much of a choil. But I put as much as I could. And you can actually grab up there now. So I put that in as best I could, but I just don't like the flipper tabs. And my sister picked this one up, and the way your thumb fits in this hole is just like perfect for slow rolling or flicking, and it works great for reverse flick. But I also mirror polished this blade. I did all 3. I did like 3 mods to this one, I guess. But I started to mirror polish it, and this was before I figured out what I was doing. Yeah, it's get a Dremel, get a cutoff wheel, and get the sanding drums, and that's all you need. There's literally just I use the cutoff wheel and the little sanding drums, and that's what I use for all of it. Yeah, I love my Pena too, Mr. Knives Are Live. He said, I don't have time for all that. It literally takes like 10 minutes, but I got my last one done in about 20 minutes. And I was like I was cooling it off a lot in between. But Ed is totally right. Get a Dremel and do them. There is an art to getting it matched up really good, but if you take your time, that's all you got to do. Yeah, putting studs on them is a little harder. Because Dremel's spinning that fast. They'll take some metal off of a hardened blade, but putting a drill bit through hardened steel is a little more difficult without carbide. The blades are all, the flipper tabs are usually all the same kind of finish. Most all ends of the blades are just a shiny finish. They don't put satin lines on the flipper tab, but usually. But they're all just really just polished shiny metal. So if you run one of those sanding drums over it, it gets them all pretty much looking the same. But you can add a little bit of texture with some sandpaper and put some lines in it if you need to. All right, I'm going to go back to over here because I had one more Poi Kilo, and I wasn't sure he had both of these. But I don't know that I want this to be my first Poi Kilo. I would get the silver one, but there's other models that I would like first. Here's a Taro. Let's see. What a beautiful knife. They're really doing their thing. So I looked at that one too. But B Shady asked me what my next knife was going to be. It could have been any one of these. It still could be. That's a pretty sexy knife. Looks like it's got great action too. We'll get him to flip it around. No, you just sneak up on it. Just take your time with the Dremel, and Dremel doesn't take off too much material at any one time. Just put you a line on there and just sneak up to the line. Test fit it, do a little more, test fit it again. I bet you get it perfect your first try. I got faith in you. So this one was a good price too. It's not bad, $350. It's got skiffs in it. No snails. Looks as new. Looks like it's still available too. He also has the integral Chavez for sale with the kickstop. That's the guy I was talking about. Knife Nerd Reviews. Let's see what else we had. Oh yeah, this guy had a bunch of grails. Shiro F3, Shamwari, Mojave. This Arius, a Rosie, Cortex XL, a Strix. Hey, there's a Wolf P that's still for sale. Let's go see if we can find it. There it is. I might be buying that one, Shady. I've got the Lucas P, but I don't have the Wolf P. Good morning, TC. Yeah, I might throw an offer at that one. It's still available. He's got it listed at uncarried and uncut, brand new, and it shows. Dang, I really want that one. That looks like my style knife. So it looks a lot like my my Lucas P. Except my Lucas P is like, let me see if I can get it. My Lucas P got a little bit bigger handle, I guess. They're pretty close, though. I like the pivot better on the Wolf. I'm trying to notice any differences. Oh, it doesn't have the 2 screw holes on the back. That's very noticeable. So they must, is that no, it's not an integral. Screws must come in from the other side. Through the clip. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's one screw back there at the back. Yep. Yeah, Gamer Star Studios. That's the cast brand. Gamer Star Studios. Cast brand. Neutron Star. Good screw. Yeah, the Cast brand. He changed his name over to the Cast brand. I don't know if I'm even following him. Nope. Yeah, he makes some sick stuff too. There's Sever Seven's post. Took me 2 years to find one. And that's the Paladin by him. Pretty sweet looking knife too. All right. What else do we have on here? What else y'all want to look at today? Sharp by Design T10. Yeah, a little too long and skinny. And I'd have to delete that flipper tab for sure. Oh, by the way, I wasn't saying anything about Paul. Paul does excellent flipper tab deletes. But I myself feel confident enough to do it. But if you don't, definitely send it to Paul. I barely have time to work on my own stuff, much less somebody else's. But I have faith that you can do it yourself, just like Mr. Ed does. I'll tell you what, don't skimp on the money when it comes to cutoff wheels. Get the original Dremel brand, because they will last 20 times as long, if not even longer. I bought a pack of the quick. They got some quick change ones that allow you to pop them off and change them really quick. And I've had the same one on there through about 5 flipper deletes. And it doesn't look like it's worn down at all. But I use 3 different attachments is all I use to do flipper tab deletes. I've got 2 different sizes of the drums. So the cutoff wheels that are actually made by Dremel, so they have this quick release. You push in somewhere. Oh, you pull down on it. You pull down on the bottom and you turn it sideways and it pulls right out. But these little quick remove, but I've used this one for like 5 flipper tabs and it hasn't even hardly moved. And then I use these little sanding drums. So this one does a really good profile for most choils. It's got a really good angle to get and make and finish out your choil. And then if you got to get down in there with little ones, they make the little sanding drums. So these 2 sanding drums and this cutoff wheel is all I use. And basically all you got to do, I'm trying to find a knife with a flipper tab. Not many on my table. But all you do is take it right here, take you a good fine tip Sharpie, mark on both sides where you want to cut it off. So mark right there next to the knife on both sides. And Sharpie comes off with alcohol just pretty much instantly. So yeah, mark both sides, then disassemble the knife and sneak up to that line however you need to. I cut it off first, and then I use the little drums to just go back and forth across it until I get it. And then once you draw the line over on this side, you can see how much you've got to remove to get it to be flush on the back. And then it'll be inset a little bit on this side. So then you can work on this little choil area on most knives. And what I do is I just use this little sanding drum and I get down in there and try to make the choil exactly how you want it. And these little ones will go down in even a small choil. I can't really show you. But they make the little choil area super easy. But But yeah, all you need is one of these and one of these and a Dremel. And if a blade hole, I mean, if a knife has a blade hole or a thumb stud, I definitely don't need a flipper tab. I don't work in gloves enough that I need to be able to open my knife with a big flipper tab sticking out of it. And I just think it cleans up the lines on knives so much better. You know, a lot of people don't mind flippers, and that's fine. I mean, everybody, that's why this hobby's so great. But there's just certain knives that it really does change the look of the whole knife. My favorite one to show is over here on the Discord. If I go to the mod channel, where's the modding channel? Modding channel. And I go to delete. Well, let's see. I meant to search only in modding. So I did a bunch of pictures, but I got to show you one. Dang it, there's the one I did. Hold on. Tab. Oh, I did one on my J cape too. I forgot about that one. Go to that message. Yeah, I did one on my J cape. Dang it, where is that one I wanted to show? Oh, I know what. Yeah, there's my J cape before and after. So that's just another knife. That's not the one I wanted to show that like. But I know I've got a picture of it. It's a Kaiser. I don't know what I did with the stupid pictures though. I was trying to find I don't know what I did with it. There it is. So the top one has got a terrible flipper tab, and the bottom one looks like a whole different knife. That's a Kaiser V3. And that top knife, I don't like flipper tabs like that. And it had no kind of choil. And then now it's got a nice choil that you can get a finger in. And it doesn't look so unsightly with a major peen. Yeah, and you got to denipple. Pete knows about the denipple all the shamans. The only thing I would do different to these shamans, because they normally have a big nipple that sticks out right there. And when you close it, it hits your finger. It hits your finger and makes your finger, it makes the blade stop about like right there. So I always denipple these, but the reason I left a little bit of extra material on this one is because I think shamans would look awesome, because see, they got jimping all the way along here, and then they have jimping up until the nipple. So I want to continue the jimping up to the end there and have it look like the same on both sides. But I just got rid of the nipple. But I left a little bit of space so I can put some jimping in there and it still be flush. But I always do that too, so it doesn't hit my finger when it closes. And it cleans up the lines again. Morning, Sever7. Did you get your Galaxis yet? The RFT, the Russian flipping Tonto, it's a Shiro and another guy collab. And it's got skiffs in it. Yeah, you got to let me know how it is, and I might buy it from you if you don't like it. But I want to know if it's got lock stick. I got 2 questions: lock stick, and how great are the bushings on it? So that knife at the top is a Russian flipping Tonto Shiro. Southard is the guy who designed it. It's got a 4-inch blade though. It's a huge knife.
Boy, this is the Steelcraft tote bag, Steelcraft series Bodega, and you can see that this is still a Kubey Knives large Sebenza 21, and of course the small.
Hold on, yeah, he's got some good comparisons.
Check out the Para 3 and the
Para 3 and the Para 2. It dwarfs them.
From Benchmade, this is the bug out, and this is the mini bug out. They are both pretty much disappearing under the shadow of this beauty right there. And Spyderco, you can check out the Para 3 and the Paramilitary 2 as well. Nothing doing. No, they're smaller than that. Let's bring in the Kubey Knives large Sebenza 21, and of course the small Sebenza 21. Again, there's nothing this guy can do to compare to the sheer size of this beauty right there. Even like Shirogorov F95 Slim Nudist, or like of course the Neon R20, they can't do much compared to that. But let's see, for example, some other options. Like this is a big boy, and this is long, I would say probably a tad longer than the Russian flipping Tanto. This is another big boy. This is the Steelcraft tote bag, Steelcraft series Bodega, and
that Bodega
you can
is pretty
see
sweet.
That this is still a little bit smaller than that. Let me show you another couple options. Here we have Russian Hokkaido,
yeah, there's
and
a
here we
Hokkaido
have
just like
the
mine.
Russian.
That's awesome. So that's the same model that I've got with the same milling. I didn't ever know. I couldn't find that exact one. Yeah. So let's see here. At the bottom. Hold on. Dang it. When I hit something. All right. Let's see. So there's that clone of the, pretty good with the swedge and everything. Just doesn't have the bear logo. It's got the same milling at the end too. No, I don't think it has the milling at the end, does it? Yeah, it does. It does have the little milling there and up there. I couldn't see the milling at the end down there as good as I could. No, it's confused. A lot of people call it the Russian fighting Tanto, but it's really the Russian flipping Tanto.
Overkill, both smaller option than that.
And it's the flipping. So a lot of people confuse the name and think it's the fighting or folding, but it's really the flipping. It's called the RFT regardless. But you will see it called either the fighting Tanto or the folding Tanto. Oh yeah, yeah, we were talking about that. Me and Pete were talking about that with the CKFs. A lot of them have that like the dang it. This is one of them right here. This one doesn't. It's just got the little slightest curve. Whoops. It's just got the little slightest curve right here at the top. But that's where the studs go right into it. But they don't go in very deep at all. But yeah, I think we noticed that, or we talked about the M48. I think Nick said something about that one time, the M48. He might actually have one. Yeah, because we've already been to that page. Oh, that's not what you're talking about. Maybe it's a different knife. Maybe there's one with thumb studs. You know, it's sick. What are you talking? I'm confused. Yep, I'm totally confused. All right, we're at the 2 hour mark. I'm gonna have to start winding this one down. It uses what as stop pins? I'm still confused. What are you talking about? It uses as stop pins. Oh, it's got them there? Oh, they go inside. I see now. I couldn't see from that other picture. I thought I could see it barely. I got you. they sit flush with the knife, but they go inside. I got you. That picture's the only one I can actually see what's going on with it. So, yeah, you were talking about ones with the pivot that's way up at the end of the knife. That's the day we were looking at it. Because the other knife, the knife I was talking about was the my goodness, the Eldorado. Yeah, the Eldorado is what I was talking about that brought that up. This one that has the stop pin right there that goes through the blade. That's the day we were talking about it. So you can see that one because the pivot's way up at the front of the knife. So that's a weird feature. This one's like one of the closest to the edge I've seen ever. Super cool, comfy knife, though. Got great action because of that pivot, too. The pivot being at the very end of the knife makes it just super easy to open and close. So that's part of the geometry. But yeah, that's super cool. Well, all right. We're going to have to start winding this one down. We're at the 2-hour mark. My voice is about to give out. And there's other streams and things people like to do on their Sundays. I will remind you to smash that like button if you haven't. Sever, let me know about that Galaxis when you get it. Hopefully it'll come in tomorrow or Tuesday or something. Because I almost bought one, but hearing about the lock stick and the no lock bar insert, kind of throws me off a little bit. But man, what a beautiful knife. In fact, we'll take one more look at it just because of how pretty it is. I love those custom pivot surrounds. What a clean knife. And those custom screws on the clip on the plain Jane one. That hand rubbed satin is awesome too. Yeah. I want to know how it is. Awesome. Well, all right, everybody. Y'all have a great Sunday and a good start to your week. Hit me up if you need to. If you haven't joined the Discord, do that. And I appreciate every one of you. And we will do it all again tomorrow. Peace.